Hello to you and welcome to Adelante Chicago. I'm Lourdes Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bienvenidos. Let's begin with a project that's gaining some momentum in Pilsen. It's called Louder Than a Bomb, and it's meant to promote youth poetry and writing. They think the interest in the group may have something to do with the current political climate right now. So joining us to explain is Jose Olivares, who is with the Young Chicago Authors organization. And you've put together this project called Louder Than a Bomb.
Yes, correct.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you coming in. Let's start with what Young Chicago Authors does and how it gets kids involved.
Cool. So Young Chicago Authors is a program that was started in the 1990s around the idea of creative writing and expression. Our biggest project is called Louder Than a Bomb, which is a 5-week-long youth poetry festival that happens every February and March. And it culminates in a 4,000-seat venue called the Auditorium Theater, which we sell out and fill up to celebrate youth poetry and youth stories. And so that's an overview of our organization.
Okay. And so now you've taken this project, which has been very successful in other neighborhoods, to a place like Pilsen, which has a very rich Latino history and influence.
Yeah, absolutely. And we found that young people are really excited about it. We work with schools. This past Friday, we had both Crane Medical Prep as well as Little Village High School bring poets. And they all said that it felt like a place that felt like home. So they're really excited about it, and the energy is really building.
Okay, so the idea is that every Friday they have a place to go and express themselves, whether it's an open mic night or a night for them to learn from other authors and other leaders who can show them how to write and how to put together some really cool poetry.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we're not doing open mic, then we're gathering as a community to talk about poems and to figure out how we can learn from each other and grow.
Okay. And so one of the things that I heard is that a lot of kids are now becoming even more involved because of the current political climate, meaning issues of immigration, issues with DACA. Tell me about that and what they're telling you and maybe how they're turning that into art, right, into poetry.
Yeah, you know, I think the current political climate can make people feel helpless. And so young people are coming to us with that energy, and they just are able to feel really motivated and really kind of heard for the first time, I think, when they get to do these poems and they get to announce proudly, like, I'm Latinx, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, and I'm not scared.
Okay. What are some cool poems or anecdotes that you can tell us about some of the kids?
My favorite poems are poems that are really personal. So we've had a number of young people that talk about bridging the disconnect between them and their families, right? Whether that disconnect is because of language, you know, maybe they're native English speakers and their families are Spanish speakers, or there's another kind of disconnect. They talk about trying to write towards their families and their culture in a way that's really beautiful and inspiring.
Yeah, because it's a whole nother generation still taking the history of their culture, right, and what they've learned through that, but creating it and being a part of America and our culture as well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the beautiful thing is they don't feel like they have to make a choice between being Latino and being American. They're really taking the best of both of those worlds and creating something brand new and beautiful that combines everything.
And we've seen some wonderful pictures that you've sent us from some of the other events. So the event that's coming up, that's the 4,000-person venue, that's in March.
That's in March,
and
March 18th.
So it's likely that the kids that are a part of this Pilsen program will be a part of that.
Yes, it's very likely that they'll continue to be a part of Louder Than a Bomb, that we'll see them in both February and March.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get the information up on the screen. If families at home are watching and are interested in being a part of this, there you see youthchicagoauthors.org. And we talk about Pilsen, but you're also in a number of different neighborhoods as well, like which ones?
That's right. So our home base is in Wicker Park, and we work with schools in almost 130 different zip codes. So we are pretty present throughout the city of Chicago.
Okay, wonderful. Good luck to you. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Lord. This has been a pleasure.
Okay, Jose.